What's up, Rockstars? Welcome back to my channel. We are going to just jump right in today. I am using the NYX Waterproof Proof It Eyeshadow Primer, and I'm just going to put this on just like I do my NARS primer, and then we're going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Light Bronze, and we are going to buff this all over as our transition shade. It's actually the only shade that we are going to be putting in the crease or anything at all. And then we're going to go in with this NYX Full Throttle cream eyeshadow in Electric Surface. And we're just going to put this on the lid as close to the lashes as possible, and then we're going to take a synthetic brush and blend it out over the entire lid. And this color was so beautiful, just as pigmented on the lid as it is when you swatch it on the back of your hand. I definitely recommend these for the color payoff. They did crease a little bit when I was wearing them, but if you just stick to your lower lid, you should be just fine with these. And then I used a little bit more of the butter bronzer to kind of blend everything together and make everything nice and seamless. And I did drag it down a little bit onto the Electric Surface color, just to make sure there were not any harsh lines. And then for liner, I'm super excited because we are using the NYX Vivid Bright liner in the shade Vivid Violet. This was the first time I used this liner, and holy cannoli, I am in love. I was able to get my wings perfect on the first try. I personally don't think my winged liner has ever looked as good as it did when I did my makeup for this look. So love these. The color payoff is amazing. They dry matte, and as you can see, they don't budge, and the purple and the blue together just looks so cool. So moving on to face, I'm just going to use the NIVEA Men's Post Shave Balm, and we're going to just rub this in until it gets nice and tacky on the skin, and we are ready for foundation. So for my foundation today, we're going to use the Physicians Formula Cushion Foundation in the shade Light, and I'm using a Sigma F80 to apply this today. Usually I use a beauty blender, but they were all dirty, so I went in with the brush. I did have to use a little bit more product than I do with the beauty blender, just because the brush doesn't give as much coverage as I definitely needed with all of the craziness that's going on my skin. But I really liked the brush with this foundation, so definitely try your cushion foundation with a brush if you haven't and want a little bit different of a coverage. I feel like it was not the same look as when I used my beauty blender with this foundation, but I couldn't quite pinpoint what it was that was different. And then for concealer, we are just going to be using the NYX HD concealer. This is in the shade Fair, I believe, 002. And today, because I didn't have a clean beauty blender, I used a Sigma brush, which you'll see here in a second, but because that brush is so big, I went in with this teeny tiny concealer brush first to get as close to the liner as possible and blend it out, so that way this big brush does not accidentally cover up that wing liner that we had already done. With this particular look, you could do your face makeup first and then go in with your eye makeup, so you don't have to worry about covering your liner with the concealer, but because I like to rest my hand on my face when I do my wing liner, it's just easier for me to do it this way. And to set all of that, I'm using the NYX HD powder in Banana, just where I used the concealer underneath my eyes, and then once I'm done setting that, I go in with the NYX translucent powder. Same formula, just the translucent shade, and I use a big fluffy brush to kind of set all of my face makeup. Because we are using the Physician's Formula foundation, it does have kind of a dewier finish, and it is made for girls who have, or boys who have a little bit more dry skin than I do, but setting it with this powder really helps it stay on longer and stay as matte as possible. I don't get like a flat matte look. Once the powder sets in, a little bit of that shine does come back, but it looks really natural and really soft, which I do actually really like. I didn't think I would. I always love being matte because I'm so oily, but this was really pretty. And then we're going to do brows, which I'm still trying to get my brow situation under control. So we're just going to use the tinted brow mascara to just kind of set them in place and give them a little bit of life without making them, or giving them, too much attention, I should say. And then we're going with my only high-end product in this video for today, the Stila Kitten eyeshadow single, and I'm using this to highlight my brow bone as well as my inner corners. And I love, love, love this shadow. I've had it for a few years, and I have recently pulled it back out, and I couldn't find any drugstore / affordable like shimmery colors that gave the same effect that Kitten would with the rest of the eye makeup for today. So that's why I went in with that one. I'm so sorry. I wish I had a drugstore alternative for it. But what I'm doing right now is just taking a teeny tiny waterline pencil, and I just used the shade Electric Surface in my waterline. So I've got that blue down there, and then I'm taking the butter bronzer and kind of just running it along the lower lash line just to make sure that the blue shade doesn't run. And then we're using my Buxom mascara, which I've used in I think like 20 videos now, so I'm not going to go into much detail with that. I did just want to say real quick, the Full Throttle like cream shadow, that blue shade, it does claim to be waterproof. It's really not. It did not last in my waterline for very long, but again, you know, just on the lid, beautiful, beautiful color. That teeny tiny shot of purple mascara I was dancing with is what I put on my lower lashes. When I actually did my lower lash mascara, I was completely out of frame, so I apologize. But it's just the same purple shade that the liner is. And right now I'm contouring with the butter bronzer one more time. I am loving this bronzer. Like, I'm obsessed. Please, please, please don't ever, ever, ever take it away, Physician's Formula. I love it. And then, because my camera stopped recording and you didn't get to see what else I did, I'm just using a NYX duo lip thing. I forget what it's actually called, but the ombre lips in the shade Rags and Riches. And then I am just tapping on some of Stila's Kitten as well, just on the center of my lips, just to give it a little extra something. And I'm just showing you, I also use Stila as my highlight. on my cheeks and my nose. And yeah, so this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed. We went through this one a little fast and furious, but it's a really simple look that anyone can do, and if you are wanting to be bold and play with color, definitely check this one out. Love ya!